nice, Lena.
I will show you how I play.
Round one, fight.
The first Mortal Kombat game for the current systems is finally here. MKX, they're calling it for short, Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10. What do you think, my friend?
I thought Mortal Kombat X. I didn't like Mortal Kombat 10. I mean, the
Yeah.
series has been around for a long time. I
Yes,
remember
it
when I
has.
first moved to New York in the mid-1990s. I can't believe I'm this old, but I went to the arcade and I saw people playing this thing, and I couldn't believe what you could do in this game. I mean, we'd never had a game. It was unprecedented. We'd
Yeah.
never had a game that glorified violence like this. And now, 20 years later, I don't know how long it's been. I'm not very good at math. A long time has gone by. And this violence, which was so groundbreaking at some point, hasn't had any relevance for a long time. And playing this game, playing a Mortal Kombat game in the year 2015, especially with these incredibly powerful machines, it's like finding your dad's Playboy. You just think it no longer titillates or excites anybody.
It taps the nostalgia button, just like Street Fighter 4 does, but you're right, it's not like a reinvention so much as just a smoothing out, a polishing of something that we've really grown familiar with over the years. And I think some of the charm of this huge release has been kind of taken away by Injustice: Gods Among Us, because so many of the tricks that they had for that game with its cool story that allowed you to jump back and forth between all of the characters and all of the amazing camera angles and the destructible pieces in the environment, a lot of that stuff has been lifted straight from that game and applied to Mortal Kombat X, and it's super fun, and these are really cool characters that can do all kinds of amazing things, but they're not Batman, they're not Superman, they're not Green Lantern, And so for me, I felt like that was more of a showstopper than Mortal Kombat X is.
I've never really had any affinity for any of the characters in this game at all. I mean, I know Liu Kang and I know Raiden and I know all these guys. They all seem like a-holes to me. They just never seem like really genuine, real people. And I don't know if that's something you should have as an expectation when you sit down to play a fighting game at all, but of all the fighting games, this is the worst group of people, of players you can pick and play as in the game.
I disagree. I think there's a reason why we remember all of these characters. I think they've done a pretty solid job at creating types with these characters. I mean, I'm more of a Street Fighter guy, and I think you are too.
I'm more of a Street Fighter guy,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I love Ryu. I always felt like Vega was weird, and I always had like this weird fantasy life that these characters would carry on when I wasn't playing the game.
Right.
In the Mortal Kombat games, all of them from the last 20 years or so, I don't ever think about these people. I just see what all the fatalities are and the cutalities or whatever the hell they've had over the years.
Yeah.
And then I just move on with my life, and I go back to fighting games that really mean something to me. Virtua Fighter is another series that I really enjoy. I mean, Tekken I enjoy. Even from a physics standpoint, the fighting physics here just feels so clunky and dull, and they just have none of the elegance of what I look for when I want to be a guy in a video game.
You can find the combos and stuff like that, but it is a different sense of
so
precision.
stiff.
And it is definitely timed button maneuvers and timed rotationals and stuff. It never has had that zen-like flow that you get out of something like Street Fighter or Soul Calibur, and I agree with you there. But I do think that there's an artistry to the kinds of incredible power-ups that you can have, and Scorpion being able to teleport from one end of the screen to the other, and these huge, now beautiful fireball effects, and lots of great juggling kinds of combos, and incredible visual polishes and extras that have been added. I mean, all of the glowy effects around Johnny Cage, the Liu Kang turning into a dragon, all of the electrical powers of Raiden. This is a beautiful looking game.
It's all style and no substance, Vic.
I don't know, man. I find myself still having fun with this game, and I find its own joy. It's a different experience. I would prefer to play Marvel vs. Capcom. I would prefer to play Soul Calibur. I would prefer to play Street Fighter 4 or 5, or even Tekken, but I still really dig Mortal Kombat. I still like the vibe, and I think this time they've done a much better job with the storytelling and jumping back and forth between the outworld.
Get over here!
Damn, I'm good.
I mean, I like the rip-off they have of
Kratos.
Well, they have the like Kratos type dudes, and they've got Predator in this game. But I like what was it, Master Blaster, where you've got the two dudes, you got the little
the guy
girl on
riding
top.
his back.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I
don't know.
It's fun. It's fun physicality. It's fun special
It's like,
effects.
around the holidays, you get through those things where it's just like, oh, drive through our park. It's all decorated with holiday lights. You drive through the Mortal Kombat X park once. You're like, I'm good for lights for now. That's enough holiday lights for me.
All right, what are you gonna give Mortal Kombat X?
I'm gonna give it what it deserves, Vic. 4 out of 10.
4. That's brutal, dude. That's a
Here comes the
brutality
9.
right there.
Here
It gets an
comes-
8 from me.
Oh, wow, an 8. Merciful.